what is the ideal business to actually be in then, right? What is the ideal business to be in? Now, the fact is that there is no right or wrong answer, but I'll tell you what has worked for me. Fifth business that I decided to do, which honestly I like to say that it's responsible for making me ultra successful and also being able to, scale to the next level while combining the best of all the businesses that we actually talked about. It is called as high ticket business, right? So what do I mean by this? Now, this is a business where you end up actually taking the best elements of all the businesses that I've talked about, making them unique, and then packaging it together so that it's a scalable solution. What do I mean by this? See, high ticket business basically involves very similar. You find people that have problems, okay? These people are suffering from any kind of issue. It could be maybe they're suffering from health issue, maybe they're suffering with their marketing issue because of which they are not able to grow their business, or maybe they're suffering from relationship issues, right? Now with these individuals, they want what? Results, right? And how do they want results? They want fast, right? Now here's the problem. If I try to give them results by launching an agency, guess what? It becomes very difficult to scale. Why does it become difficult to scale? I'll have to hire more people. I'll have to, increase my efforts. I'll have to be involved in all these service points, right? And all the other disadvantages that I talked about earlier, which makes it unscalable. On the other hand, if I just sell these people a course and just give them some videos to watch, do you really think they'll become successful? Because, in today's time, the attention time or attention span of individuals is decreasing every single day. That's the reason why people can't even, watch shorts completely. Like I know people who skip even shorts very, very fast. So this means attention span is really reducing. This means nobody has patience to sit through and watch courses only. Okay. So, and if it was the case, and if people could actually see videos and become successful, and don't you think everybody who watches a YouTube video or everybody who purchases a Udemy course would be a billionaire? Think about it, right? So point is that people are done with courses. People don't want an agency. What they want is a system which is a hybrid of the same, right? This means a system which allows people to get the necessary guidance, let's suppose in the form of videos, so that it becomes scalable, but at the same time get somebody who can be there one-to-one or in a mentorship format, so that they could allow these person to maybe help them get results, maybe via by improving their health, by improving their wealth, or of course improving their relationships. Just to give you an example, so when I was running this business, I after like scaling upwards of 10 clients, I decided to shut down my agency. It was too much work, too much efforts. I was like, okay, let's do something else. I decided to launch courses, but then I realized, okay, this is great, but the cost is just not matching. I'm spending a lot of money on ads, I'm spending a lot of money on marketing, but it is just not working out. So what do I need to do? I need to increase my price, right? I need to increase my price so that I could acquire more customers and still be profitable. But at the same time, if I want to increase my price, I don't want to do all the work for these people. And I want a scalable system which allows me to actually still give them results, right? So how do I go about justifying this increase in price while still making sure that my clients get results? Well, what I decide to do is I decide to probably create like a community, right? Where these people have the opportunity to even learn from one another, be motivated, and actually see how they can actually succeed. I decide to include mentorship plus some DFI or agency elements, right? Where these people get one-to-one attention, kind of like what the agency provides, so that these people can actually get results a lot faster. But then I also decide to actually add some course material so that these people also have the opportunity to learn, right? Implement the same with the mentor, post the results in the community. And through this hybrid system, I was able to achieve something called as scale. Why? Because now I was finally able to sell at a high ticket price while delivering outstanding results to these people, combining the best of the models that work and still delivering the transformation that people want. So let's rate this business again when it comes to the parameters that we were talking about, right? So the first parameter would be time. Now, the problem with the other business, like let's say an agency, was that you would have to do a lot of work. But that problem we have already solved by basically creating some course material and having a community that helps the particular client. But this doesn't mean you'll be able to completely escape the time thing, because you'll have to still provide some sort of mentorship. Now, initially, you can do the same, right? But then maybe you can hire an expert who can do sessions on your behalf or provide the one-to-one coaching on your behalf. For example, when I started this high-ticket business or this kind of business, I used to do 2 calls per week with my community group. So my total time commitment was, each call was probably for 2 hours each. So I was spending 4 hours per week, committing to this particular business. I used to do some one-on-one calls every now and then, so you could add another 4 hours. So total 8 hours a week I was spending on this business. Later on, when I was able to scale this, I got somebody else to take these Q&A calls and do these one-on-one calls. And now I'm not even involved in this, right? So I had the opportunity to get my time back, and this is very, very beneficial. So I would probably give this an 8 out of 10 when it comes to time. When it comes to actually location, again, touch wood, this business has the same advantages which we've been talking about. So let's just relate it a 9 out of 10, because you can run these businesses from anywhere. Then it comes to the effort part, right? Now, initially, I'm not going to deny, you just have to put in the 8 hours a week, which I talked about, to actually coach these people. But then you can, of course, gain back that time, and you have the community and the course material, of course, doing a lot of work on your behalf as well. So ultimately, this is the only business which allows you to actually exit the amount of efforts you are putting in, and also not having such a massive team that you'll have to manage if you're doing like an agency. Because now here you're not sitting and hiring like a copywriter, funnel designer, media buyer, this and that. You probably just need to hire 1 or 2 mentors who are really good or subject matter experts at whatever you teach, and this would allow you to then escape this as well. So efforts as well, I would probably give this a 9 out of 10. That in terms of money, since this business has the best of, the agency, where you don't have to hire such a massive staff and whatnot, but at the same time you get to charge high ticket prices, which means you are left with good profit margins. But it also has the benefit of a course where, as I said, you don't have to hire a lot of people. People have the option to watch videos and whatnot and get a great learning experience from you. So you get, as I said, the best of both worlds, right? So over here as well, I would probably give this a 9 out of 10, because this allows you to actually make a lot of money. And if you want proof of people who actually follow this particular model and actually succeed, look at people like Alex Hormozi, Gym Launch, literally sold it for what, $50, $100 million. His model and format, pretty much the same. You look at Iman Ghazi and the new page on YouTube that he has started, Iman Ghazi Business. What does he do? If you check the description, he's also selling high-ticket mentorship as well. So everybody who's crushing it is actually following one of these businesses to actually succeed. Now, if I had to actually rate this, right, how much would this be? 27 plus 8 divided by 4. So let me just do some math. 35 divided by 4, this means this business gets a rating of 8.75. Okay, still some points left. Why? Because ultimately it is a business. It does require work. It does require you to put in energy. There is nothing called as passive income where ghar baithe baithe you just like earn a lot of money. So anything or anytime you want to actually, be rich, you have to put in a little bit of work. Come on, that's the least you can do.